We are back with Nick Shirley exposing more fraud, or allegedly exposing, for legal reasons, more fraud in Minnesota. This is number 2 investigation coming out. And as you can see, it looks like it gets a little bit spicy. If you could help us out, hit that like button. Leave us a comment down below if you're seeing this after the live feed. And without further ado, let's roll it.
I was giving nothing, $2.25 million. Get out!
Are we the only community that does fraud?
How come they said this building was closed? Do you guys know where advanced mobility is? Advanced mobility? Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
They know we're shining the light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
The Minnesota fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as billions of dollars of fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares and other locations across Minnesota, it became the most viewed video expose on the internet and created instant change within the government as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over $185 million in all payments to childcare. And while politicians like Tim Walz call people like me white supremacists and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists for exposing the fraud, meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have daycare fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's also taking place here inside of Minnesota?
Well, what I think might be sort of the heart of the beast here is this transportation fraud. And what I mean by that is in Minnesota, we have something called non-emergency medical transportation, NEMT. My research has shown that there are about 1,020 such companies in Minnesota, and more than 90% of them are Somali owned.
That number is bonkers. That number is insane. More than 90% is Somali owned.
And so right here on the table, what do we have? All this information right here.
So I have a number of companies that are local here in the Twin Cities, and this is just a fraction of the companies that are out there. What I found was that the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles per company. A lot of these companies, their address is an apartment, some are in a house, some are in a convenience store, some of them in a vacant building. There's no signage, there's nobody there.
And so why would there be such a need for all these transportation companies here inside of Minnesota?
Good question.
So if you think of this transportation as the hub of the wheel, so childcare is a spoke, adult daycare is a spoke, autism is a spoke, the interpreter services.
We talked about this autism stuff, and this was going into not only from the fraudulent behavior that they already found, that one that was like $250 million, where they claimed that they're feeding all these kids and they weren't actually feeding anybody. And then that wasn't enough. So then they have to go after the kids with autism. And I told you just how dark these people are, to where once they've already tapped your pockets and you run out of money, then they're going to go after your kids. And once, they pretend all that stuff's taking place, well, then now they're going to go after the autistic kids. This stuff's dark, man.
Which we can get into. That's another spoke. It all ties back to transportation. Why? Because those meals someone had to deliver those meals. Someone has to deliver the kid to autism, or say they did. Yep. So it all revolves around the transportation. And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in Minnesota. Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company. So that's 800 times 20. And the way these NEMT companies are paid is if they bring someone to a doctor's appointment, whatever the case might be, or Costco or wherever they're going, because remember, it's non-emergency medical transportation. Well, we went to Costco because they have to eat or they'll die. So that's considered, right? So it's almost impossible to figure out from the outside what exactly the payments are for each of these trips. But I have a pretty good idea. So when someone provides a transportation to a facility or a location, they're also paid for the time to sit there and wait for the appointment to end and then drive the person back. So they're paid 3 different ways. And the average is going to be $50 per trip. So it's going to the appointment as a trip, coming back trip. So that's $100 per round trip. So if you have 800 companies in Minnesota that are NEMT companies, they all own 20 vehicles, and they're all making 10 trips a day, and it's $50 per trip. So it's 800 times 20 times 10 trips times $50 a trip. Do the math. And the reality is, how many of these trips are being provided?
It's a lot of money.
0. They don't have to provide any. Why? Because when they are paid by the state of Minnesota, these companies go online and they fill out a form, and it just says, okay, how many trips, how many miles. They submit that electronically to the state, and boom, they get paid. Nobody bothers to check.
Well, of
They
course
don't
not.
call the dentist. Did this kid show up? They don't do anything. As soon as that form is filed with the state of Minnesota, that payment goes out immediately.
And so essentially, these transportation companies are what hold all of the fraud together, because you have the daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the adult daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the healthcare companies working with the transportation companies. So it's just another way to bill and to also make it look like something's happening here inside of Minnesota.
This is the belly of the beast. All of this fraud revolves around these transportation companies. All of it. This touches every part of fraud here in Minnesota.
And today we're going to go confront these people. We confronted them last time. There was no kids in any of the child care centers. And today, what do you expect to see?
I think we're going to see some vehicles because, when I drive around the cities here, I see these Somalis driving, and mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan or whatever. And there's never, ever, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles.
It would be different if he was like, yeah, I've been doing this for like a week. Haven't seen anybody, but it's like 7 years, man. Woo. That's a long experiment.
Followed some of them. They're going to Costco. They're going to Sam's Club. They're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these transportation companies.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
You heard it here first, David. All right, let's go. So
There
where's
it
the
is.
first location we're going to?
The first location is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
Allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota as operating vehicles. And again, the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. So the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager. Let's see if we can find Fod. Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation,
Hey,
607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is
jeez.
registered for Safari Transportation,
know.
That's the
607.
address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're
Get a little spicy already, huh? I mean, dude, the guy asked you, hey, just looking for this place of business. And look at, no, this is not Safari Boat anymore. It's like, whoa, Jesus.
asking where Safari
There's
Transportation is.
no, we don't know.
Did you
Okay,
know
so the
Fuad
business is
Omar?
not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar,
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking
That's all we have here. These are not the fraud you were looking for.
place. This is supposed to say, this is for
Go
Safari
find out.
Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of
We don't know
Minnesota.
2015. Well, oh, yeah.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota
I
website
said
today.
you don't know, please.
This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuad Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari
607?
Okay,
Transportation?
there is no Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent
Did you-
business.
Did you see Safari anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's
Did
not
you
here.
see it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next
Okay.
address.
See?
All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
617.
617 right here.
Dreamline Transportation.
Yeah, that's positive. Oh, I buy everyone sell down here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, all checks out. It's right there.
For the state of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. David, they aren't even trying to hide that these
Yeah.
are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
That's a good point.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation.
No.
Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this
You
one.
ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that many wiring, 607.
The money wiring.
Yeah,
Okay, that's money wiring.
yeah.
Safari
We're looking for
Transportation.
Safari
Maybe there.
Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never Safari company, the many wiring, they send money there, that's the 607.
So Safari.
The guy next door is like, never heard of it. What's Safari? No Safari here. There's these son about Safari. No Safari here. Never even heard of it. Right? This guy who run liquor store over here is like, immediately was like, yeah, it's right there actually. Yeah, the guy 2 doors down. Oh God, you love it. You gotta love it. Just ratting each other out.
Gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, the many.
Unbelievable.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation
We
company.
said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
I've never heard of it. Ask next door.
He said to ask here. That you would know.
Ask next door. This is a mailbox. It's not a roll call.
So, Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
Okay,
good
see you
point.
later.
607 Safari Transportation doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services. How are you doing, man?
I just want to ask you,
Yes, sir.
Why are you sensationalizing
Oh God, here we
the
go.
propaganda
Here we go.
What are we sensationalizing?
to attack our community? What's your final objective?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making
We're
good money
looking-
from this?
We're looking for fraud.
No, I'm
For
not.
instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
1 second.
It's not there.
How
And why don't you
much-
answer?
How much money are
Why don't you answer the
how much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make money off
this?
of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing
That my job
and attacking the
is.
Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud is
reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right. Let me tell
David.
you the reason.
See right there? Just want to point that out. He just touched him. Just pay attention to that. Watch.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you
fraud
the
is
reason why.
fraud.
Right there. Right there.
This is
Sir.
happening.
Right
All
there.
Let me tell
David,
you the reason why
fraud
you're
is fraud,
attacking
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
this.
Is
This
fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying
No,
that.
no, no, no.
We're not
Because
saying that.
When I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. You're talking.
when I go onto your comments,
My comments
what I
aren't
see
me.
is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You are listen.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just like
How?
the Japanese community. All
How?
right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the
listen,
question. Where-
that's something
where
that can,
is the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
safety and the protection of
This
the
is
Somali
fraud.
community.
We're talking
if
about
anything
fraud, sir.
happens to the Somali
We're talking about
community,
fraud.
listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm
I
not
know,
physically touching
you're
you.
getting very close.
I'm not physically
You're
touching
very
you.
close.
No, I'm not physically touching you.
I'm not physically touching him. You could go back to that segment where I paused it, where he was literally millimeters from touching him and then actually touched him. You did touch him. You did. And there's video of it. Now, you didn't harm him, but you shouldn't be putting your hands on other people.
This is fraud.
What
We're talking
you're
about
doing-
fraud.
what you're
You're
doing-
You're
what you're
defending
doing-
fraud.
what-
You're
when I go
defending
into your
fraud.
comments,
You're defending fraud.
People who hate Muslims
Okay,
want
people
us
can-
out of here
people can say
for
what they
being
want. I'm not
Muslim,
censoring
are
anybody.
using your material. Islamophobes
Don't go
use
too
your
close.
material.
You're going too
People
close.
who hate Islam use your material.
close.
Say
Too
to
close.
us, we don't want you here.
Okay.
Change the Constitution.
Okay, we
But
got
guess
you.
what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. Say it. We're asking about
You know,
fraud.
what
We're
you
asking
do,
about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate
You
Muslims.
hate you
We're
know
talking
you
about
hate
fraud.
Muslims.
We're talking
Why
about
are you
fraud.
attacking us?
This
are we
is
the
fraud.
only community
We're
that
talking-
suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
All they have, if you notice that he's not even the Somali guy, I'm assuming Somali, is not addressing the fraud. It's always never addressing the reason why somebody's looking into something. It's always, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a sexist, you're a homophobe, you're Islamophobic, you want to put us in concentration camps. Like all this nonsense, right? It's just being silly. It's typical tactic of the left, right? This guy's clearly a registered Dem.
We're the only community that does fraud. Are we the only community that does this?
This is about
All right,
fraud.
but there's what, 300 Somali
This is
providers in
fraud.
all of Minnesota?
There's actually
I'm not-
800.
don't touch
Don't
me.
keep talking.
Is there like-
Don't go close.
So-
Do you speak English?
transportation
Right?
companies.
Don't go close.
Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen,
Yeah.
let me tell you
So
something.
see, this isn't a race issue,
listen,
sir.
listen, let me
This
tell
is
you
about
something.
fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a.
Even
I love that Nick Shirley is like talking to him like he's an idiot. This is about fraud. You know what I mean? He could just say, hey, buddy, it's about fraud. It's about fraud.
there's 2,000 providers.
Okay,
You
sir.
want to sacrifice the safety of
Sir.
80,000 people
We're not
because of fucking 2,000 providers?
That's enough.
Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
You're
Where's the transportation
sensationalizing.
company?
What about if a mass
Listen.
shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick fucking Shirley. If
This is-
any Somali,
this is about
if
fraud.
one single Somali gets hurt,
This is about fraud,
it's because
sir.
of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow.
Can you imagine if that's your first time seeing a Somali? You know what I mean? This is your first time seeing how a Somali acts. Like, what would your viewpoint be of them? Yeah, you're not helping the case, buddy. If people are leaving heinous things in Nick Shirley's comments about a community, which they shouldn't be doing, aren't you kind of feeding into what they've been saying then? Do you know what I mean? You're not acting out in a respectful manner. You're acting a little bit insane. You're cussing. You're losing your mind. You're losing your ish. Like, you're kind of not painting a great picture for those who are already saying a bunch of stuff about you.
You're
Get
very
the fuck
nice.
out of our neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the fuck out of our
Sir,
neighborhood.
can you tell me where the transportation company
Get the fuck out
is?
of our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the fuck out of here.
Calm down, sir.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sir, this is
You
about
wanted
fraud.
sensationalize? You wanted clicks?
You're
You got
sensationalizing yourself,
You
sir.
wanted clicks?
You're
You
sensationalizing
got
yourself.
clicks. You wanted clicks? You wanted the YouTube?
Tell me where the
You
transportation
wanted
vehicle
YouTube
is.
clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the fuck out of our community.
Tell me where the
Get the
transportation
fuck out of our
vehicle is.
community.
Tell me where the.
You
This
stupid,
is about
racist
fraud.
motherfucker.
This is.
Say I don't want
This
Muslims
is about
here.
fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. Say
I'm
I
not-
want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't
and
wanna
wanna
change the
freedom of
Constitution.
religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are
Sir,
arguing for.
we're not talking.
Change the Constitution.
This is about
Fuck you.
fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Fuck out of our community.
I said this earlier, I'm going to say it again. In a way, it's kind of all of our communities now. We're kind of all paying for it. You know what I mean? We're all funding this machine, it seems like, to the tune of billions of dollars, if true. I would say it's actually not your community. Sounds like it's a little bit of all of ours at this point. But this is also the problem. Here's a bigger issue. You see how tribal the Democrat Party is? And I echoed this in the morning show for our morning podcast. We're Americans. We're not Somali American. We're not Mexican American. We're not English American, Anglo American. No. We're just Americans. It's not your community. You live here, man. Yeah, we don't do that thing. And I've always said, if you're watching my show, you're not African American, Italian American. You're just an American here. If you want to go pull that stunt somewhere else, go do it somewhere else. Don't do it on my channel, on my show. You're an American. You don't put something before American. That's what you are. If you want to put that label in front, go back to there. You can go there. America always comes first. That's right. I said it.
Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, for this video, we had to get security because look at this now. All right, we're going. We're going.
You have to go from here.
But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud. There were no transportation companies.
No, none.
This isn't about race. This isn't against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
Well, and this is what happens when you put a spotlight on fraud. The people who are benefiting become extremely violent, and the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Whoa.
Because he couldn't answer the question. Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question. All he did was make it about race and then issue threats.
Yep.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip. And with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue. And with those two locations alone, there's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud. All right, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited, the 617 Cedar Avenue South, that's for Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota. But the place that we're going right now is going to have vans that say Dreamline Transportation on them, but they haven't moved in months and months. You'll see they're covered with snow. There will be no tire tracks. And so...
To be fair, that's not very helpful. I mean, it looked like it just snowed recently. You know, I mean, it could have snowed last night. It would cover up all the tracks and everything. It's a little rough to be able to prove that just because, well, it's, you know, there has snow all over it. There's no tracks. It's like, yeah, dude, but I mean, come on. Clearly it snowed. I can look outside.
Why are they using this address? And all that was in there was a liquor store. And he told us to talk to the guy next door, and those were all just mailboxes. And then the guy next door said, go talk to him. I said, we just talked to him. Obviously, the cover up, and you see how they all stick together, and it's all this intimidation. And thank God we had the security we did.
Nobody knows
that
nothing.
Would have been bad.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear.
They do have a lot of cars. He's right. That's a lot of vehicles.
None of these vehicles have moved in 8 months. I've been taking timestamp, date stamp photos.
Oh, there you go.
All these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
And this van as well, this is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on 617 Cedar, and this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store, and now it's here, and the vans haven't moved at all. Literally, no vans and no tire tracks anywhere. If these vans are being used to transport people, whether it be healthcare, childcare, there would be snow tracks. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles here. No snow tracks anywhere. These vehicles are not being used, and these transportation companies are making lots of money. Meanwhile, there's actually nothing to show for. Here's all of the vehicles right here. And the vehicles that are coming in and out, like this Toyota, it does not have anything to do with transportation company because there's no stickers on it and there's snow tracks. But the vehicles that are supposed to be used for transportation are literally locked in. Snow is building icicles.
They're just not open. Yeah, Nick showed up when the business isn't running today, folks. Yeah, he came after hours, right? Like that daycare, y'all remember that? Oh, he didn't come when we were open. Yeah, no, they took the day off, Nick, all of them. You just came at the wrong time, buddy, that's all. Right? That's what they're going to say. Yeah, all these cars, these things were running yesterday. You just weren't there.
No one's even came out to remove the snow off the window. These transportation vehicles are not moving. And then right here, David has more paperwork for Silver Mountain. And there's 3 different companies in the same address.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how all these companies are intertwined, this is a perfect example of that. And this is why these transportation companies are so essential to the fraud in Minnesota, because they allow the fraud to be supported, as the majority of the fraud is from welfare programs like daycares, autism centers, and adult daycares, and healthcare services. They need to leave a paper trail to make it look like something is happening. Therefore, they use these transportation companies to create that paper trail by saying they're moving people from an adult daycare to a healthcare provider, for example, but they actually never provide the service at the healthcare provider. But that paper trail allows them to continue to bill the state for the money, and everyone gets paid. That's why this fraud is so deep and hard to dismantle, because quite literally everyone is involved.
And it's all because the state of Minnesota never checks.
All right, so this is actually the location for Silver.
Mind you, even when there are whistleblowers that are saying, hey, fraud is occurring, they just turn a blind eye to it. They just look the other way. So even when it's called out, like, hey, this is happening, just want to let you guys know, nah, they don't care.
For Mountain Inc., LLC, and Co. Let's see if any... Yes, we're wondering where Silver Mountain.
Silver Mountain?
Silver Mountain.
Oh, I don't know that. Where it is.
It says 2722 Park Avenue.
All of you, get out of here.
Where
Is Silver Mountain here?
Fuck Silver Mountain. You don't have a permission to do that.
Okay,
You
so
were
Silver
ju-
Mountain does not exist.
You were
No, the
doing...
name's not
I don't-
fuck Silver
don't-
Mountain. It's just Silver Mountain
Don't
Home
ask me
Healthcare.
that. When you come...
All right,
So
sir.
Silver
Well,
Mountain-
so
It's
Silver.
another way.
So
that's
Silver
the
Mountain
way
does
to
not
make a
exist.
business. You're making a
2722
business.
Park
You
Avenue.
have millions of people watching you.
Silver
You're making
Mountain.
business to
Okay,
disadvantage
sir.
people.
2720.
You have millions of people watching right
Yes.
now. Where is Silver Mountain
I don't
Home
know where
Healthcare?
Silver Mountain is.
Okay, well that's what we're
But
looking for. All right, we're
me
moving on.
sitting there-
So Silver Mountain does not exist. David, we're just simply asking for...
Dude, I mean, talk about just going from like 0 to 10. You know what I mean? Like every other than the liquor store guy seemed pretty cool. I mean, the guy kind of threw his the guy down the way under the bustle. Oh yeah, Safari's right over there. Yeah, those guys will know. Like, yeah, they didn't know anything. No, yeah, it's right there. I've been here for like ever. Yeah, it's a Safari. And then the other guys are just yelling. I mean, dude, you were really not giving your community a good spotlight is all I'm saying. It'd be different, right? If there's fraud committing and saying, yeah, let me help you. Like, can I look at the information? I'd love to try to sort this out for you. I don't like fraud. And if it is happening, I would love for it to go away as well. Do you notice that nobody's willing to help? They're just like, F you, man, just getting in his face. It's odd, dude. Like if somebody was like saying, yeah, this business is used for fraud, I'd be like, oh, really? Like this place right here? Like, man, I've been here forever. Let me look into this with you. So let's figure this out. Let's sit down. Let's over a cup of coffee. Let's figure this out. That's what I would do personally. Seriously, that's what I would do. Like, this is community fraud. Like, really, where? Like, shoot, dude, let's figure this out. Let me find the place with you.
Where is Silver Mountain Home
I can't
Healthcare?
find any of these companies. I mean, this is shocking. 3 companies are supposed to be in that building, and He's never heard of them. He doesn't know anything about them.
And look, so they don't exist there. Right there, Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services, a daycare right there. All these welfare companies are in the same location, but their businesses, that business didn't even exist.
It's all fraud, all of it.
So right there is a transportation company, no passenger, just a driver. How come you think when it comes time to take accountability for what's happening, or just to answer simple questions about the fraud, they can't answer?
Well, I think their reaction tells you all you need to know. That the reaction is so violent that if there was no fraud going on, they would say, what are you talking about? They would have a civil conversation.
Yes.
But they can't.
Yeah,
because
that's exactly what I just said. What's this guy's name? David? It's like we're the same person, David. That's exactly what I know you guys know that's what I just said. Wow.
Because they know we're shining the light on the fraud and they have no defense. So in their mind, being loud and using profanity is their only defense.
Because I'm trying to give them the opportunity to say, where are the transportation companies? Where are the daycare? Where are the children? Where are the companies now?
Yeah.
Yet they can't answer.
And to this point, Nick, the transportation companies we've been to, we haven't seen a single vehicle at any of them. In fact, some of them don't even exist. We can't even find them. We're going to the addresses that are listed on the Secretary of State's website as their business address.
This is a massive parking lot here. We're gonna go ask them where their vehicles are. They should not have any excuse as to why they don't have their vehicles here, other than if they are out driving right now. And what's the story behind this business?
Well, this business is new as of March of 2024. It's Muhammad Malim is the registered agent for 713 Minnehaha Avenue East.
Me and David headed into this building, however, the owner was not there. We're here at the suite of Epimonia Transport LLC. There's actually not even a sign here. And anyone here, it looks like there's a guy over here. Let's see if we can talk to him really quick. Do you know about Epimonia Transport here?
So there was a transportation company here in 305 for a long time, even before I joined the building a few years ago. He's never really here. I've seen the office a couple times. There's barely anything in there but a couch. And then I see him maybe twice a month
And there's no transport vehicles outside. Massive parking lot, but no transport.
I've never seen one. I've been here for 3 years and I'm always here. I'm a workaholic. I'm just nonstop here, so I know everybody in the building. And this specific space here is probably the most sketchy out of any other business here. Everyone else is here. They're friendlier. He just pops in and out.
And for instance, this guy Muhammad, he should have his business in 308. There should be transportation vehicles outside. There's nothing.
That's weird that you say 308 because he's always been in 305 for the last 3 years.
Wow, so he's even lying on his public records with the government.
I would assume if he was to doing fraud, it makes sense to switch it up and throw people off track. It would be the first thing somebody would do, I would think.
Wow. So since the fraud has started to be
Okay. Simmer down. Even if the guy, let's say 305, 308, don't matter. Doesn't matter. The guy was like, yeah, there's a couch in there. That's it. There's a couch. Comes in twice a month. That's a little odd. Oh, he's working from home. It's hybrid, guys. Okay. Hey, where's all the vehicles? Never seen one. I'm here. I've been here for years. Work here every day. I'm workaholic. Practically live here. Never seen one. Huh. That's weird. Yes, sir.
Exposed. Muhammad has left the scene, and that guy just said, he confirmed that there was never even been transportation vehicles outside.
Wow.
So Muhammad has completely left the scene. He's nowhere to be found, and this parking lot, massive parking lot, actually never even had any transport vehicles according to the guy who lived or had his office next to Muhammad.
That's crazy.
How quick do you think the fraud would dry out here in Minnesota if they were to cut out the transportation side of the fraud?
I think it would have a massive effect, and that the signal that would send would let people know the party's over.
Because if me and you were to go to the doctor, we either have to find a family member, drive ourselves, or pay for an Uber. How come they even have this set up?
Yeah, I tried to arrange a ride with one of these Somali transportation companies. They said they were all full. So now we're at 2833 13th Avenue.
Dude, I'm liking, the more and more I'm finding out, I'm liking David. He thinks outside the box. Like, yeah, you know what? Fine. You're going to say all this stuff. Yeah, I'll book a ride with you. He's been doing it for 7 years, he said. He's been looking at all this stuff. They're all booked. Yep, here on out, they're all booked. I can't get enough of them. All the while, there's a bunch of cars sitting in an empty parking lot. Whoa.
South in Minneapolis.
David, you dog.
And there's supposed to be a non-emergency medical transportation company here called Advance Mobility Incorporated.
So we got here, filing date 1999. Oh, they just renewed. Yeah, the renewal date will be up in this coming year. Number of shares, 100,000. Okay. Yeah, everything checks out.
And what's interesting about this company is that state records show that it first registered with the state of Minnesota in 1999.
And they have been in business for over 26 years.
Yes, correct.
And so we're going to go inside.
They must have a lot of vehicles.
So this is Advanced Mobility 2833, boarded up. All these windows.
By the way, you can also just look at the vehicles in the tax form. If they're depreciating it, you could see the depreciation schedule on all these vehicles as well.
Those are covered right here. We're going to see if we can go inside. There's a bunch of shops in here. We have money transferring shop. We got clothes in here. There's a coffee shop. Let's see if Advanced Mobility is in here. We got spices. Is Advanced Mobility here?
You know 224?
I don't think you guys are allowed to record it.
Do you know where Advanced Mobility is?
Suite 224.
She's recording over there, so. Suite 224. Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is?
Advanced Mobility?
Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
What is this? What is that?
Never heard of it, but it's been in operation since 1999. That'd be like probably one of the oldest places in this place.
Oh, my name is Nick Shirley. We're just looking for Advanced Mobility. Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about advanced mobility.
That's what we're asking for. All right, we're looking for Advanced Mobility. Nobody can help us right now. We got a whole group of people trying to get us out of here. We're looking for Advanced Mobility.
We don't care about advanced mobility.
Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out. You need to get out. You need to get out. Get out.
Now they're pushing us out of here.
Get out.
Where's Advanced Mobility at?
We don't care about advanced mobility.
That's what we're asking for.
Get out. Get out.
Would you like to give a statement on where Advanced Mobility is?
Nope. Go ahead. Get out.
By the way, I get that he's leaving for safety reasons, but just because somebody's telling you to get off property, you don't have to get off property. You don't know who's telling you to get off that. That guy's out walking around with a coffee cup like he owns the place. You know what I mean?
So Advanced Mobility is not anywhere here. We're leaving, sir. Would you like to give a statement on what's happening here in Minnesota?
You make stuff up. This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work
This
for?
is Nick Shirley, sir.
I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's you.
Yes, sir.
But who do you work for?
For Nick Shirley.
I don't care about Nick Shirley.
That's who he's working for today, Nick Shirley.
This is from the
We
state
don't
of
care. We don't care
Minnesota.
about that. Get out of here.
Stop here.
And see, you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here. Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Well, so what was interesting.
Yeah, you said it right. They're so friendly and inviting, man. Yeah, it's really, it's if you don't want to have a stereotype about a specific culture or a specific race or a specific ethnicity or a specific country, then don't feed into that stereotype. Don't feed into what people are thinking. People are saying these things because this is all they've seen of the Somali community. You know, you look at Somalia itself, like there's certain stereotypes. This is all they've seen. If you want to change that stereotype, then don't give them the stereotype of which that's all they've seen. And then they continue to see you replicating that the very thing.
We walked in there, and on the state's website, it says it's in Suite 224, but it's a one-story building. None of the suites had the number 2 on them. It doesn't exist. And it's been registered since...
The problem with saying that, though, is that what could happen is that it could have actually existed. And because they shooed you out, it kind of makes you out to look like a liar, right? Because all they're going to do is they're going to clip that very specific thing that he just said and say, no, well, it's actually back here. Well, you guys said it wasn't real. Oh, look, this whole thing is just a lie. I would imagine that hopefully, seems like David has his head on straight, that he's actually been in there before and looked for it, hasn't found it himself. That's my guess.
It's 1999 and it doesn't exist.
All right, next location. David, where are we at?
We're at what's called Ray's, R-A-Y-Z Transportation LLC.
And this is Ray's Transportation. We're on a street. There's no parking lot for any transportation vehicles. We'll see what happens. This is the address for Ray's Transportation. Let's see if anybody is here. Is Ray's Transportation here, sir?
I don't know. Transportation place. There's no transportation places here.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
all
It's just Ray's,
healthcare places.
R-A-Y-Z.
well, I think it's confirmed they're not here, David. So it's confirmed that Ray Transportation, all of these transportation companies, they're kind of like ghost companies. They exist on paper, but they don't actually exist in person. Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
And what's your message to Tim Walz?
Make a change, because there's definitely, even when it comes down to like the kids and stuff, there's definitely stuff that like we need spaces for the things that are going on that they're not doing. We need these type of spaces for it. Now this is some crazy stuff, but I'm glad that you bringing light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey, what's up? What you got going on, man? Hey. You keep the false narrative that you be going on is a nonsense.
You should get in your car because
you should not be doing that, right? You are creating.
That guy got out of his car in the middle of the intersection and put on his emergencies to come out and yell at him. People are crazy, man. Oh my, the dude stopping traffic to get out of the car. By the way, security needs to do a way better job, Nick. This is. I mean, it doesn't take much, man. You gotta have better security, brother. Sorry, I know it's expensive, but dude, this is getting way too close.
Misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people to be doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair. What you mean? You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair.
Yeah,
you can't.
It's definitely not built on fairness. It's built. Well, I mean, it definitely was not built on fairness. Let's just say. Oh, no. You know, I suppose, you know, we could go back to, a few hundred years ago. We could ask the people if it was built on fairness. I think we might know what they would say. It's hilarious that black people say that it was unfair, but at the same time, you have a guy here that's black that's saying that America was built on fairness. This is awesome. I waited 8 hours to be able to watch this with all of you.
Not coming in the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud to be happening, right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's failed.
We got a governor. We got an attorney general. Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job. You're not a prosecutor. If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation. This is information.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state
You're
of Minnesota.
You're coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
You see what I mean? We're talking about the facts that's happening here.
You can't. It's Southside. It's my turf. Get it.
Sir, so.
Oh, there we are again. It's Southside. It's my turf.
We were just having a civil conversation. That guy hopped out of his car in the middle of the road. About the fraud that's happening. And he's saying that I'm the bad guy for showing light of what's happening here.
They're passionate. They're passionate people. They don't want this type of stuff either going on or be brought to light. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna it's a very tight knit community.
You saw it firsthand how crazy it gets out here. He hopped out in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah, I'll say.
So this isn't about race. You're a black guy. They're black, right? We don't have no ill feelings towards you. by any means. We're talking about the fraud that's happening. So God bless you, sir, and thank you very much. Why are we doing this?
So we're doing this, A, because it's the right thing to do. The people of Minnesota and the people of America want this done. Fraud is fraud. And when we try and talk with these people and say, look, the main reason we're doing this is to find out why are all these checks being written by the state of Minnesota for companies that don't even exist. That's what we're trying to figure out. It's not a race issue, it's a fraud issue, and fraud is fraud.
And so what most people don't understand about this fraud is it is literally in the entire state of Minnesota. It's not just in one part of Minneapolis.
Right, and so I think what happens is the people in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they get lulled into a false sense of security because they say, oh, that's in Minneapolis, it doesn't affect us, or that's in St. Paul.
He's right.
And we're showing that this fraud spreads throughout the entire state of Minnesota,
the entire country,
including all of the suburbs. And we're going to bring to light exactly what's going on in those respective suburbs.
And so what's happening in this suburb of St. Louis Park?
Well, this is one of the Somali NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation companies, that's registered with the state of Minnesota in St. Louis Park. And so let's see if this one actually exists.
This is the location of Crescent Transportation. We have no vans outside right now. Does not look like any vans are outside. Let's go inside, see if Crescent Transportation exists. Here we are, and it's an apartment complex. There's no signage of any Crescent Transportation company. Once again, another fraudulent business where they don't even have a storefront to show where they're at. This is an apartment complex. So this is an apartment.
I mean, maybe they're running it out of their apartment. I run my business out of a closet. I mean, you're looking at it. This square footage is my business. This is where I do almost 100% of my business. Do I even have a Bald Brad sign? I mean, the only thing I think in here that says Bald Brad on it is my YouTube plaque. Other than that, yeah. I'm just playing devil's advocate, folks. That's all.
Apartment complex right here?
Yeah.
And have you ever seen Crescent Transportation out here?
Nope.
And what do you think about the fraud taking place here in Minnesota?
Huh? I'm a taxpayer. I don't like it.
What's your message to all the fraudsters?
Huh? Prosecute their ass. Take them to jail.
And how do you feel knowing that?
I love this guy. What? Take him to jail. I like this guy. I like him a lot.
For instance, right here, a transportation company that receives money from the government is not even here. It's an apartment complex.
I just said, I don't like it. I'm a taxpayer. I work hard for my money. People out here fraud, they still go to jail.
And should Tim Walz go to jail?
Oh, he cricket too, huh? All them cricket, all the politicians. My daddy ain't never liked none of them.
So that man right there just
My dad, I don't have him. He sounds like the guy from Waterboy. You know that one. Baba Boucher, I'm gonna get your mama. My dad don't want none of them.
Confirmed that this is an apartment complex.
Right, and so the cities have specific rules governing operating businesses out of apartments. They do not allow transportation companies to park vehicles in an apartment parking lot. None of the cities in the Twin Cities allow that.
Because even if you were to be running a transportation company out of your apartment, there's nowhere to park the cars.
Well, where are they? There aren't any. Crescent, I don't see anything with Crescent on it anywhere.
More fraud taking place here.
So this is called Hopkins Child Care Center. This facility is licensed to hold 118 children. So this should be a really big facility. And this year alone, they have received $2.25 million from the state of Minnesota. And last year, they received $1.92 million from the state of Minnesota. And this facility, in the past 5 years, has been in the top 10 for the most money received from the state of Minnesota.
So there should be plenty of children. There should be footprints of children walking in and out.
This should be a very busy place, yes.
So this right here is Hopkins child care center. They're receiving over $2 million a year. All of the windows are completely blacked out. You can't even get in. And for a place that's supposed to have over 100 children, there's no footprints anywhere going into this door.
Even open?
And it's locked. Midday right now.
Well,
this is the backside of the daycare.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I had a kid at daycare, I kind of liked that the door's locked. You know, I grew up at a daycare, the door wasn't ever locked. It was at a home, but I'm not too upset that it's locked.
Ringing the doorbell right now. See if anybody comes. Hello, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, sir.
Get out.
Okay, listen.
Get out. This is our business.
Dude, I mean, it wasn't even a hello. Just immediately. Listen. Here we go. Buckle up.
Hear each other, okay?
Yes,
What are you looking for?
We don't care what you do on the parking lot.
Go this side.
This
private.
I can be here in the
No,
parking lot.
no. You don't be here.
Wait,
What are
can
you
we
looking
ask
for?
you about the daycare? It's
What
all
are you
right.
looking
It's all
for?
right. Can we ask you about the daycare?
No. I don't care, Ken.
Sir, I'm not racist.
You have to live here.
I'm asking
No. You don't ask me nothing, man.
$2.25 million.
Get out, you guys. Get out.
$2.5 million.
Get out.
This is a business.
Get out, hey. Get out. What are you looking for?
We're asking. We just want to
Get out.
to ask you about $2.25 million.
Get out.
Fuck you say.
Get out.
of here, man.
Get out, guys. Get out.
You cannot do that.
Get out. No, you cannot. You cannot do that.
Where?
Get out.
This is
Fucking get out, man. No. Get lost. Get out. No.
Sir.
You have to get out. This is our property. Get out.
Why? Can I ask you about the daycare? I have the paperwork right here.
No.
Is that their sign? No way that is their sign. If you're on audio, please, for the baby, love of baby Jesus, please look at your phone or your TV screen right now. Please. That's like somebody legitimately took their finger and dipped it in like black paint and did a finger painting. It's just in black and white. No way. Dude, I've seen literally lemonade stands that have a better sign than this by like elementary school kids. I was walking around during Christmas and we were looking at lights, and no joke, there was these little kids that were in elementary school. Their sign for hot chocolate was like way better than this. And you could tell that they made it too, but wow. I was trying to see if there's any kids in there.
Get out.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
Get out. Get
Can
out.
you answer the question?
Get out. No, I don't ask you any question. Fucking. You guys. Get out.
You can't answer the
Get
question.
out. No. What are you? What? Who are you?
My name's Nick
Who are you?
Shirley.
No, I don't give a shit. Get out.
Could you?
Then why'd you ask? You know what I mean? It's like, was he trying to be the Rock? What's your name? I don't care what your name is, you jabroni.
Could you answer the question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No. Fucking $1 million.
I don't
worry about it. Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
And it's licensed for
Get out,
118
get out,
children.
get out.
But I don't see any footprints of any children here. I don't see any footprints of any children here.
Get out. Get out. Fucking guys. Get out. No,
One-
you're not asking nothing, man.
I'm just
Get out.
asking you about what we're seeing here.
No. Get out.
Do you-
Get out our business.
you-
Get out.
sir,
This is my property.
You have millions
Get
of people
out.
watching right now. Can you say what's the
fucking
need
$1 million.
for $2.25 million?
Fucking $1 million.
And where are the
man. Get out.
118 children?
Motherfucker, get out.
Sir, I'm just
Get
asking you a
out.
simple question.
Get out. No, you don't ask me any question. Fucking get out.
You have the opportunity
Get
to
out.
answer
No,
the
no,
question.
no. You can't ask. You can't ask me nothing. Get out. Get out our business, man. Get out. Get out, motherfucker. Get out.
Sir,
Get out.
just answer the question.
No.
Just answer
Get
the
out.
question.
No, get out.
This guy is not helping a situation. Yeah. No. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff says if you're liking the content, please like and subscribe. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Live.
Sir, just answer the simple question.
Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You YouTube, man. Get out.
All right, code word has been given. We're out. All
Get out.
right, we got to get out of here.
Get out.
Sir, just answer the question. Where are the children? No footprints of any children around here. No footprints of any children. They can't even answer the question. We gave them so many opportunities.
Wait for him.
We gave them plenty of opportunities. Just answer some simple questions. Millions of people are watching right now.
They came out with guns blazing. All we want to know is where are the children? 118 children, no footprints in the snow. All of their vehicles were sitting there with 2 feet of snow on them. They haven't moved in months.
The windows are all blacked out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at all these daycares. 4 men came out, yet they couldn't answer the simple question. We had it right here. 118 children. $2.25 million this year.
Yikes.
Welcome to Minnesota.
I guess, man.
Now this daycare center, how much money has this one received?
So this this child care center is called Proud Child Care Center, and it's in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a very high income area. It's a further out suburb from Minneapolis, but there are a lot of multi-billion-dollar homes right in this neighborhood. And this child care got $1.25 million in funding in fiscal year 2025. It got $1.08 million last year. It opened in 2021. Let's go see if we can find any kids.
There should be at least 40 children here. Looking at the snow prints, does not look like there's any snow prints of any young children. And all of these windows are completely blacked out. Let's see if we could just talk to somebody. Could I enroll my son Joey into daycare here? Well, do you have the paperwork where I could enroll a child? Who are you? Oh, my name's Nick Shirley. I was wondering if I could enroll a child. I have a son named Joey. Who are you? My name's Nick Shirley. So where you come from? Yeah, I'm just coming out and seeing if I could enroll my child, Joey. We just want to get a statement as to why this daycare needs $1.26 million, and if it's even possible to enroll somebody like my child, my imaginary child, Joey. No, you guys can't give a clear statement, or could you even give me a paper to enroll a child into the daycare? Just to show that you guys are a legit business. It would debunk all claims if you could just give me a piece of paper saying where to enroll a child. You can't do that. Okay, well, thank you very much. And I hope this place actually is holding 47 children, because you guys are receiving $1.26 million in this year alone. So have a great rest of your day. They won't even give us a paper to enroll a child. Could have debunked all their claims. They can't even do it. One of the big talks about the fraud is about Quality Leering Center.
No. They're giving Oh, did anybody in the chat buy one of these hoodies? That'd be so funny if you did. Oh god.
And so about $4 million in the last 2 fiscal years.
We're up in the Quality Leering Center, 1-800-FRAUD, as now it had been confirmed that this place was closed down, and now they're shuffling children into the daycare.
So Tiki Brown said this facility was closed.
Oh, she said a week ago.
And now magically it's full of cars. So how can it be closed if people are coming and going?
Fraud. Why do you have everybody here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the owner right here.
They can record it. We just need to get off the property.
Okay.
So you guys can record.
And so how come they said this building was closed? We're trying to speak to the owner. They won't even answer a simple question. Look, now he's going inside.
Sir, don't run though. It looks suspicious when you run, brother. And you can smile, but bro.
Sir, I'm right here.
He's right here to speak to you.
I'm right here.
Don't do that. Oh,
you can't defend the fraud.
Oh, come on. At the daycare doing, not at the daycare doing the middle finger, though.
We have like 100 cameras on it. Now, both of these people have interesting ties with politicians inside of Minnesota. For instance, the man who's running the daycare, he was celebrating with Mayor Fry after he won re-election of mayor inside of Minneapolis. And then this lady right here seems to be a friend of Ilhan Omar, as she has photos with her outside of the restaurant, and she also has videos of her giving a tour to a separate daycare to Mayor Fry. It really makes you wonder why these politicians haven't fought against the fraud, knowing that it's happening in locations like Quality Leering Center. Meanwhile, they're taking photos and celebrating with them at events. What's your message, people, about the fraud here in Minnesota?
This is part of the cover-up. They're trying to cover their tracks. So let me say this on camera. If you can prove that any of the information that I have here is false, I'll give you $100,000 cash.
Okay.
Damn.
If any of it's false or inaccurate in any way. Anybody want to take me up? And if you can't prove it, you have to give me $100.
So you saying all that's real?
100%. I'll give you $100,000 if you can disprove my information.
Okay.
See, they all went silent. Silent.
Anybody? Your $100 versus my $100,000 cash.
They're all silent.
You got to be really confident in your research, dude. That's a lot of money.
What do you think about the fraud here?
Hey, the fraud here in Minnesota, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. Like, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you feel about this daycare, for instance, receiving $1.9 million? And they couldn't even spell learning right. They spelled leering.
Hey, man, Somalis, they're an interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. I'm already too hot. But, I mean, Tim Walz, you gotta solve this stuff. Minnesota really cracked down on this because they've been doing this for years. So.
Should Tim Walz be prosecuted?
Hell yeah.
And at this point, you're probably wondering where all the millions and billions of dollars has gone.
Yeah.
Well, it's been well tracked that a lot of the money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, has been funneled through TSA at the airport inside of Minnesota. It's been well tracked and documented. Even in 2017, there was reports coming from the local Fox News station, and I was actually able to meet up with a whistleblower who used to work as an agent at TSA on the side of narcotics, and he saw millions of dollars go through TSA. And what kind of fraud did you see take place here in Minnesota?
So I worked for the airport police for 31 years. 24 of those years I worked in narcotics at MSP Airport. And my recollection was from about 2015-16 to 2021 when I retired. I would get emails from our dispatch saying like 2 male Somali descent individuals. They would give us their names. They claimed the cash, that they had a large amount of cash at the checkpoints. We'd get all this information in an email, and I believe they would send it right away. So TSA would contact our dispatch telling us this, then our dispatch would relay the info via email to us.
And how much was the money?
The money, the smallest amount in a suitcase that I heard was like $750,000.
Whoa.
But generally, it was anywhere from $1 million to $6 million in a suitcase. And there usually was... as far as I can remember, there was always 2 individuals traveling. So you would have maybe one guy with $2.2 million and another guy with $3 million. And
at airports, you're able to take $10,000 without declaring it. How are these guys able to take millions of dollars?
Because as far as I know, as long as they declared it, they were fine. So then TSA would contact HSI and Customs, and I'm sure they got the information. We got the information. My administration knew about it, and I trust that they sent that on to higher state officials on this. But nothing was ever done the whole time I was there. I talked to one individual.
That's crazy. If
we were going after narcotic cash leaving the airport. This was always fraud. We had no nexus to that this cash was related to narcotics. So our hands were kind of tied. We couldn't do a whole lot.
How do you suspect these Somalians had millions of dollars to move in an airport?
We would rack our heads all the time, like, where are they getting this? Where in the world are they getting this money? And I had heard about these daycares and whatnot, but I mean, I thought at the time, okay, maybe they had 10 daycares, but apparently they have a lot more than that. We were all just racking our heads trying to figure this out.
So you openly saw just millions of dollars get moved through these airports?
I saw one time, I saw an open suitcase with the cash because we were looking into seeing if it was narcotics related, which it was not.
How much money do you think moved through the airport in your time?
Millions, literally millions and millions. I mean, we're talking for a good 5-6 years, you're talking, I don't know, 5 to 6 million a week. It would happen twice a week. You would get twice a week where there would be somebody flying, 2 people flying out with $1 to $2 to $3 to $4 or $5 million twice a week, every week, without fail.
And where were those people traveling to?
So this is the word I got, that they would fly to Atlanta, take a flight from Atlanta to Dubai, And then apparently what I had heard was it was too dangerous to go any further with it, so they'd wire the money to Somalia.
I saw a video, and I'm actually over here looking for it, of a news outlet covering that this money, some of these suitcases were being tracked to terrorist organizations. So I'm trying to find that clip. I saw that today. That's why I was like pointing. I was like, dude, I've heard of this before.
Scraped a whole bunch off the top and did that? I don't know.
Wow, so they take the money from Minnesota, take it to Atlanta, and then take it to Dubai, and then from Dubai they then wire the money.
Correct.
Wow.
I don't know that for sure, but that's what I was told by other investigators.
So all the taxpayers' dollars were getting funneled through the airports and then taken to Dubai to be sent to Somalia.
Yes.
So that's the end of the clip for Nick Shirley. It's not the end for us here, because I have this right here. This is a great website. If you guys don't follow Just the News, always highly recommend you check them out. But it says there are Somali carriers who come into the airport almost daily with $1 million in cash in their luggage. They're moving $350 million a year.
Where was this money going? It was literally a foreign ATM taking cash out of the United States to foreign destinations, and we don't know the reason why. But that is now under investigation by the FBI and HSI. And people say, well, is this normal? I mean, maybe this goes on at every airport. We got comparative statistics yesterday. The amount of money that these Somali couriers took out of the Minneapolis airport with the TSA flagging it daily was 99 times larger than all the cash that was declared in luggage going out of New York's JFK International Airport, one of the busiest international airports in America. 99 times more than what
What the fuck? What the fuck?
flies out of Dallas. 90% more. 90% more than what was flown out of Seattle, which is the most common airport for people to go to Asia from. This was an abnormally high amount of cash being stuffed in the luggage, being detected every day by the TSA. Because, by the way, the couriers they declared the money. They literally would say, yeah, we got $1 million in our suitcase, which you have to do to get it through the airport. And nobody in the Biden administration thought it was unusual that $1 million of cash was moving in luggage out of the country, out of Minneapolis every day. Way more than any other airport in America at the time. This is, I think, the second end of this welfare scam, which is where was this money going after it was defrauded?
It's a good question. Harold says, Brad, your opinion, why would you say that this fraud wasn't caught since it all started? Because they looked the other way. There, like I said, there was whistleblowers that actually reported this stuff, and it's not being audited. Which is odd because usually nonprofits like NGOs, stuff like that, usually they all have to be audited. They ain't audited these places. They ain't, no way. This stuff was totally looked the other way. And if you looked into, we talked about this, if you look into these politicians, they would have not won without the Somali vote. There's some weird stuff going on. Why was it not caught? The only reason, you looking the other way. This amount of money that's flowing in and out of places, you are looking the other way big time. Big time. Let's see what this lady has to say.
Right through here. Did you know that millions, potentially billions of dollars have passed right through here at TSA in Minneapolis, Minnesota? Yep, for several years, Somalians would come in pairs, two men would come in pairs with suitcases full of cash. It would be tagged by TSA agents, but then the TSA agents would send them to a certain room, and then the Somalians were on their way. Once they left this airport, they'd go to the airport in Atlanta, Georgia. From Atlanta, Georgia, they'd go to Dubai. Once they landed in Dubai, they would wire that money to Somalia. How do I know about this? Well, several whistleblowers have came out, and I even talked to a person who used to be a police agent right here for TSA, and he said, yes, it happened. And they were.
I wonder if more TSA agents are going to come out talking about this. That's what I'm curious on. Who's this guy? What's this guy saying?
$100 million of taxpayer money has flown out of this country through Minneapolis and Minnesota airports at the hands of Somalis. The TSA knew about it, and the feds knew about it. So why are arrests only happening now?
That's Harold's question. By the way, I don't think arrests are happening now. I haven't seen anybody arrested. Has anybody seen a report? Let me know. I mean, there's no way I could possibly look at the entire internet to see if something happened. I haven't seen anybody arrested. And that's kind of the frustration people are having. I'd really love to find that video that I was looking at earlier that was reporting on all this, on how it was being tracked and traced to the terrorist organizations. That's what I'd love to figure out here. Yeah, nobody's seen that. And everybody in here saying not yet. Yeah, I haven't seen anything as well. Let's see. Hold on a second. See if we got anything that's coming up here for this. This right here, what she's saying, this lady's saying authorities discovered 700 million in suitcases attempted to be taken out of the country by Somali carriers at the Minnesota airport alone. I mean, dude, what? Let me get this going for you all.
Authorities have discovered suitcases containing hundreds of millions of dollars in a Minnesota airport. Now, in the meantime, Republicans are working to...
Dude, I don't mean to be a jerk. This is going to sound really bad and really messed up. I don't mean it to be. If you saw a Somali person knowing what Somalia is, heading to Somalia with even $200,000, wouldn't you kind of think that's a little odd? Just that alone, you kind of raise a little bit of eyebrow, like, wow, that guy killed it. Like, oh, bro's going back to Somalia with $200,000. That's a little weird. But then you see it happen again. But now it's $1 million. You're like, what? Like $1 million? Cash? Cold hard Benjamins? Like, bro, what? You going to Somalia with that money? You wouldn't think that's a little odd? You wouldn't. Nobody in their right mind would go to somebody and be like, yo, Joey Bag of Donuts over there is bringing in millions of cold hard cash. You wouldn't, like, what?
Cut funding for Somali-led organizations with alleged ties to the massive fraud scandal. Now, as the FBI pushes forward with its own investigation, one key question arises. What does accountability even look like in this case moving forward?
That's what we all want to know.
So joining us now to talk about all of this and more is New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Congresswoman, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Great to be on with you, too. What a crazy time we're seeing here, aren't we?
Absolutely insanity. And I know oversight in the House is looking into these fraud allegations, but I wonder if it's even bigger than we have uncovered thus far. The $700 million in cash going out of the airports there. I have a feeling we are still just scratching the surface.
I'm sorry, but I don't know if any of your minds are blown. Just that number. 700 million in suitcases going out of one airport is like, what?
Yeah, it looks really bad and obviously very alarming to see that this U.S. cash has been legally going through our airports. And of course, there is a requirement of reporting if you're going to carry more than $10,000. There's a reporting requirement, but I think a really interesting part about this is if, isn't it going to be a little suspicious when you start seeing 10,000, 100,000, millions, and now, more, as John reported earlier, more money that goes through JFK, goes through the Minneapolis airport. Something's wrong there. And I think something that's very interesting that we impose on banks is that banks are required under banking law to require and file and keep track of what they call suspicious activity reports. This is something I think we need to do now when we see.
That don't mean nothing nowadays, man. Good old Joey had a lot of those attached to him, and we talked about it. We uncovered it. We said years ago, it's a little odd that there's these fraud risks that are associated to Joey and these security risks, all these bank accounts that he was having, huh? Don't mean nothing.
The large amounts of U.S. cash, and it's always U.S. cash. I mean, you're not going to see, Chinese yen or anything else going through there. And U.S. cash is king, and we need to certainly have this type of cash exchange reported. It's interesting because you see all this illegal.
The hell did she just say? She said, cash is king and we got to report it. Yeah, no duh. The hell's going on here? I don't mean to beat her up. Doing these interviews ain't easy, but damn. Cash is king, U.S. dollar, China yuan, and we got to report it. Like, yeah, okay. What?
Illegal immigration we've had over this time. And by the way, most of those Somalis that are in Minnesota probably came through a refugee program, and probably many of them are already legal American citizens. So suspicious activity reports, some kind of accounting for cash, I think would really be helpful. I'm looking at ways that we might be able to do this so that we could actually look at what's going on. You know, banks are required to do that. Individuals are not. But I'll tell you, if I'm a TSA agent or anyone else and I see this kind of cash going through, and that you're able to report the amount of cash going through, that it's happening in plain sight. You know, we're seeing corruption in plain sight. Most of the remittances that go back often go to these foreign countries, and you know, there's substantial portions of their economy, whether it's Guatemala and Mexico and other countries. You know, their own workers are sending that money back. But this is at a level that is just unprecedented. And I really think we need to look into a way to track that and to actually show that we can hold them accountable, and that type of suspicious activity leads to fraud, arrest, and what we're seeing unfold every day in Minnesota, which seems to get worse by the day.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Stuff is crazy, dude. Freaking crazy. I really wish I could find that video for all of you, but what's going on here with Ilhan Omar?
Please read when I asked you about the $9 billion fraud that you denied is happening, but I have it right here. I read. Look, Chairman Comer opens hearing on massive fraud scandal, $9 billion.
That's what Comer believes because he's as smart as you are.
It's not just Comer. It's Scott Besson. It's federal prosecutors. It's House Oversight. And it's Minnesota State Reps.
You could have that, ma'am. I think you need to get examined because your brain has been fried in some way, and it's not okay. I really hope you get some help. You and the Republicans here. Take care, okay, ma'am?
I'm sorry, I couldn't go to the learning centers that you're running over in Minnesota, but I think you should perhaps read what's actually.
Need one of those learning centers.
I need one of those learning centers.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't teach you how to write or read because you spelled it wrong. This is Lindell TV, dude. Shout out to them. Jeez, dude. Freaking crazy, man. Damn. Alrighty, folks. Well, that's it. Nick Shirley out there doing the Lord's work. There's some things he can get wrong. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of just walking in, looking to see if something exists or not. You know, the way some people report their businesses is a little bit funky. Doesn't mean they're actually fraud. So this could, in a sense, blow back a little bit on him, the way it was kind of handled. But fun video nonetheless. Interesting to see. God, people were angry, huh? Damn. But, you know, you notice they don't classify themselves as American. They're Somalis, and they're their community. They're not Americans. They have no intention to assimilate to our country. They'll stick with their communities, and I don't think that's how things should be. You want to know what your community should be? America. That's your community. That's what it is. You don't pledge allegiance to your Somali community. You don't pledge allegiance to your English community because, you know, a lot of my family's from England. No. My allegiance is pledged to America, man. You want to commit fraud? I'll report your ass. I don't care. Yeah, how about now? You don't do illegal stuff. Yeah, I'll rat you out real quick, dude. I'm all. I'll be like, you rat me out? Yeah, I will. Damn right I will. You bad person. You know, like, what do you mean? America first, exactly. All righty, well, we're gonna get out of here. A rare occasion that we brought back Dark MAGA from the grave. It doesn't mean it's coming back. It doesn't mean it's coming back anytime soon. But that was fun hanging out with you guys like old times, wasn't it? Well, we'll be back here tomorrow, so long as everything goes as planned for Friday episode of the Paul Brad Show. And dude, we'll see what comes out, man, because there's a lot of stuff going on. You got Greenland, you got Venezuela, you got Colombia, you got Cuba, you got Iran. Trump might, go after Iran now with some stuff. I don't know, man. You can't keep up, dude. There's so much stuff, but I can never wait to wake up in the morning and hang with you fine people. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, appreciate you. God bless you. We do an actual podcast in the morning, like our actual normal show. This is not a normal show. We got giddy. I got excited to come home and watch that Nick Shirley video with you because we caught a glimpse of it this morning during our normal podcast. And I was like, dude, I gotta get home and watch this. I've been waiting all freaking day. So, anywho, what the hell is this? Is it a new video? Wait, hold on a second. What is this? Did I miss this? Hold on, I just want to see this really quick. 1 second. Un momento.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Okay, that was the old one. Alrighty, well, have a blessed evening, you guys, and hopefully our tax money is going back into some services and not to people being fraudulent with it. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for peace on earth. And I'll see you in about 12 hours. Take care, Patriots.